You want to save some more money? Avoid doing this. The average American family spends almost $2,000 on this every year. It's your number of the day. Never want this at your wedding. Ashley had a wedding crasher that invaded one of the most personal parts of the ceremony, even before the first look. The reason why, though, I think is going to make you smile. The alphabet can make you more productive. It's a way to level up your life, and there's a tiny morning habit that can lead to massive success. And it's your daily joy scroll. That's coming up on The Good News Show with Andy, where I'm all about putting a smile on your face and hope in your heart.
The Good News Show with Andy.
The number of the day is...
The average American family spends almost $2,000 on this every year. It is, this is going to make you mad, food that goes to waste every single time. Even if it's a carrot that's got some mold on it. And if I have to throw it in the trash, I think, oh, what a waste. So let me know what you do to help make sure you're not wasting that much food every year. You want to save $2,000 a year? Don't do what I do and let all your food go bad. It's about $2,000 worth of bad food every year. The average family. I'm probably above average on that number too. Becca has a cool idea.
As soon as it gets close to the expiration date with my produce, I put it in freezer bags and freeze it.
I always miss the expiration date. So how often are you looking in your fridge to make sure that nothing goes bad?
Like the blueberries, you know how they get kind of like wrinkly? As soon as I see one or two blueberries getting wrinkly, that's when I throw them in the freezer. As soon as like I see the strawberries turn a little bit like not fresh, that's when I throw them in the freezer. That's just what I do with my vegetables and stuff, especially the blueberries and strawberries, because my daughter loves smoothies like nonstop. And so it's just quick and easy, and it's fresher than the stuff in the package, and I just do it that way.
Your everyday expenses are just shooting through the roof right now. So I don't know if you're like me and trying to figure out how do I save money on groceries. Well, a lot of it comes from just not wasting so much.
So we got chickens, and the chickens eat all of our leftover food, and we just throw it in the backyard, and they come running over and gobble it up, and then they make eggs.
I love it, Laura. And I know so many places now let you have chickens even in town. So what was kind of the one thing, though, that you were really surprised about when you first got chickens that you weren't ready for?
I had no idea how much I would love them. They're like little dogs. They come running to see you when you come out. They are super social. They want to be held and pet. My kids painted their toenails. We had a great time. We love them.
I hope this story makes you smile today.
It's something that's become a sweet tradition at many weddings in recent years, the first look. And the idea is pretty simple. It's the bride when she's all dressed up and dolled up for the big day, and she shares a sweet moment with the groom before she goes down the aisle. So they have this special time to just take in the incredible experience that is their wedding day. But one bride, her name was Ashley, she decided to have a first look at her wedding, but with a little bit of a twist. Ashley's brother, Nick, has Down syndrome, and Ashley has a really special relationship with him. So she said, it only makes sense for me to let him be part of the first look experience. So she walked up to him in the room, tapped him on the shoulder. Nick turned around and got the biggest smile on his face. And at first, Nick was completely speechless. But then he said, "Sis, you are the most indescribable person in the world." And it's a moment that neither of them will ever forget. What do you first think of when the worst happens? The default is fall down, give up, it's over. It's not going to get better, but God has a better, smarter way. It says in the Bible to give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you. So instead of blaming and wailing, that's what the world does. What if we gave thanks for all the good in our life, especially when it got tough? That is radical. My guess is 95% of my life, of my problems, boil down to this. Maybe it's less for you or more. It's trying to control everything and then getting mad when things don't go exactly as I had planned. One of these days I'll learn this, that you don't always have the power to control. But what do you do instead of that? You always have the power to surrender before God. You don't need a fancy planner. You don't need any sort of digital organizing system. All you need is the alphabet to make you more productive every day and level up your life. When you write out your to-do list every day, use the ABCDE method. So every task gets a letter. A's are your musts, B's your shoulds, C's are your it would be nice, D's are your delegates, and E's are your eliminates. And then you just simply never do a B task or C or D when an A task is left undone. James, how's God been moving in your life?
I had 4 surgeries, and I kept praying and praying. And now I shut my eyes and I see Jesus. John 15:16. I didn't choose him. He chose me to go out and spread the word.
Well, it sounds like God's done some incredible miracles in your life. And so what's next for you, man?
I'm working with my church, and I'm going to see homeless people.
Hi, my name is Meredith, and I just have a story of how God is on the move in our lives that I wanted to share. My husband and I struggled with infertility for 3.5 years, and after endless procedures and tests and medications, we were led to a faith-based clinic, and I had surgery at the end of the year last year. The doctor said, rarely are you able to conceive after that, but we are expecting our miracle baby in November, and we're just so thankful.
I'm sure there were moments you wanted to give up, and I know there's people that are where you were just a few months ago that are wanting to give up now too, that now know to keep going.
Yeah, we just want to encourage other people that are going through it, because there is hope, even though a lot of times it doesn't feel like it.
There's a tiny morning habit that can lead to massive success. It's your daily joy scroll.
Every single morning, without fail, you rewrite your major goals. Whatever you want to be, have, or do, you just write it out in a series of affirmations, one at a time. Now, you'll find that as you write your goals over and over again, an interesting thing will happen, is that your more important goals will tend to be rewritten first, and they'll tend to become clarified and to become sharper and more distinct. And every single time you rewrite your major goals, you're programming them into your subconscious, and you're setting them as a directional mechanism, the same way you would set the directional mechanism on a guided missile, so that it will move you unerringly in the direction of accomplishing it.
The Bible talks about without vision, the people perish. And I just love this idea of this will help you figure out what your vision is for your life. Or I should say, more importantly, pray first and ask God, what is your vision for my life? And then go after it. I'll never complain about my job again, because every time I think about having a complaint, then God has me do some yard work over the weekend, and it's landscaping time at my house, and we're taking out old rock and putting in mulch. And so taking out rock, it's tough. It's back-breaking work. And so for hours, I'm scooping up the rocks, and they're not wanting to scoop into my shovel. And then I put the flat shovel down, and I thought, well, what if I just get the shovel with the point? And this is how technical I am. I don't even know. I think it's called the spade. Whatever it was, that's the one I should have been using the whole time, because as soon as I put the flat shovel down and I got the pointy shovel out, scooping through the rocks was 100% easier. And so if you are frustrated with life right now because things just aren't as easy as they should be at this point, it's not you. It's the tools you're using. You might not need this today, but someday when you're looking for a job, what's the secret to find that job that you want? So Megan McArdle wrote this book called The Upside of Down, and she said she looked at all the research, and she said, this is the thing. It's so breathtakingly simple. All the latest cutting-edge research says the best way, the secret to finding a job is to look for a job. And you're thinking, oh, what? No, the research finds that the harder you look for a job, the more likely you are to find one. It doesn't matter how you go about it, whether you're networking or you're doing informational interviews or just, surfing Indeed.com or something like that, or going on LinkedIn. What matters is that you spend substantial time looking every day. The more time you spend looking, the more you're likely to land a job. And I think this is so interesting because Jesus talked about this in the Bible too. He said, seek and you will find. And yeah, he was talking about finding Jesus, which is very important. But I feel like that works for a lot of different things in our life too. The next time someone calls you out on social media, says, oh, you believe in Jesus, and starts throwing Bible back at you for whatever reason, it's hurt. It hurts. It's hard. I'm sorry. That's why I'm not on social media. Well, I should say that's why I don't post on social media, because I found this on social media and it made a lot of sense. Imagine seeking validation from a world that crucified a perfect man. Yep, that's me on a daily basis. Guilty as charged.
What did we learn today?
Good question to ask yourself in the car or the people around you at dinner tonight or your socials. It's your food for thought. What is one thing that always puts a smile on your face? For me, it is when I catch my kids doing something around the house that they didn't have to do, just to help out. Now, it doesn't happen very often, and that might be why my kids always ask, why is Dad so grumpy? But when it happens, it's magical.